In the hall, the lights were harsh, and laughter resonated from clinking glasses. My name was murmured like a jest climax. I ventured deeper into the venue, my footsteps muffled by the opulent red carpet beneath. A large banner emblazoned "Farewell Party" hung above the stage, with my belongings neatly arranged below it on a polished table swathed in white linen. Nearby was an envelope labeled in her handwriting. As I neared, the merriment grew louder, but when I picked up the envelope, the room fell quiet. For a brief moment, my fingers trembled before opening it to reveal divorce papers already signed by her. My spouse stood center stage, her betrayer, emotionless and without warmth, the love I had once adored now absent from her face. She moved towards me, her heels clicking against the cold marble floor, her lips curling into a chilling smirk. "Your task is complete," she said, her voice as sharp as shattered glass. "Depart immediately." I fixed my gaze on her, upon her family standing behind her, their faces smug but barely concealing their disdain. They had devised this, arranged my humiliation like a macabre performance. Rage simmered within me, yet I pasted on a smile. A calculated one that made her hesitate. Inching closer, I ensured only she could hear me. "Then let's initiate the true goodbye celebration." Her smirk wavered. For the first time, a trace of worry crept across her face. I stood tall, turned, and exited the hall. They believed they had triumphed. Yet they knew nothing of my capabilities. For 5 years, I'd been an ideal husband. Faithful, encouraging, trustworthy. I constructed our life together, forfeiting my aspirations to foster hers, and regarded her family as mine. Her father's ailing business? I rejuvenated it. Her brother's financial woes? I settled them. And still, as I glanced back, the warnings were apparent. The hushed conversations between her and her mother that ended upon my arrival. The family outings I was never included in. Her increasing distance from me, concealed behind feigned fatigue. I chose to ignore it all, oblivious to the approaching tempest behind my back. Until tonight. The instant I entered that room, everything became crystal clear. This wasn't merely a betrayal, it was a power grab. They had exploited me, depleted my assets, and now cast me aside like rubbish. As I sat in my car outside the event venue, my knuckles turned white from gripping the steering wheel tightly. I felt the urge to shout, to rush back inside and confront them. But that would have been their plan. An emotional outburst. A moment of vulnerability. No, they didn't deserve my fury. They deserved my silence. My composure. My meticulous revenge. I wiped away the tears threatening to fall, pulled out my phone, and started making calls. Revenge, I realized, is most effective when served in pieces. Small, untraceable actions that gradually undermine your adversary's foundation until it collapses beneath them. Over the subsequent 3 weeks, I engineered their downfall. Initially, I targeted her father's business, which had flourished due to my investments, but harbored a significant vulnerability, its reliance on me as the sole investor. Stealthily, I started withdrawing my funds and channeled them towards his rivals. A stream of anonymous complaints to the authorities revealed discrepancies in his financial records, causing their investigation. Upon auditors' arrival, his empire crumbled swiftly. Next came her brother, whose gambling debts I had previously settled were just the surface of his financial woes. Tracing his old creditors, I presented them with evidence of concealed assets, leaving them to handle the rest. By the time they had finished with him, he was suffocating under a mountain of unpayable debt. Lastly, there was her, my wife. The woman who pledged her love but valued only my wealth. Her painstakingly crafted social image was her pride. A few disclosed emails, personal photos, and voice recordings were enough to bring about her public humiliation. Turned my back and shattered her reputation, but there's more to come. Another gathering took place at their mansion, an attempt to escape the turmoil inundating them. Needless to say, I wasn't on the guest list. However, that didn't deter me. I made a surprise entrance into their home as if it were mine. The conversation ceased as everyone looked my way. My wife's eyes grew wide with shock, her complexion pallid. Her father and brother stood motionless, burdened by the repercussions of their mistakes. "What are you doing here?" she asked, voice quivering. I smiled, wishing to express gratitude for providing me a priceless lesson. Her father moved towards me, endeavoring to regain his former arrogance. "You believe you can simply stroll in here?" I commanded, interrupting him. My tone was serene, but the command in it left him speechless. I put down a pile of documents on the table, evidence of every move I had made. Every account emptied, every deal undermined. Their dominion systematically torn down. Their countenances paled as they leafed through the documents. "You've stripped me of everything," I stated, my voice hushed and icy. Well, so did I. But I didn't just take what was owed to me. I took more. Her brother crumpled into a chair, his head in his hands. Her father gaped at me, mouth agape like a gasping fish. My spouse, however, remained motionless, tears flowing down her face. "You'll come to regret this," she breathed, her voice cracking. I moved nearer, leaning until our faces were mere inches apart. "No," I murmured. "You won't." As I departed from their deteriorating manner, the echo of their despair trailing behind me, I felt nothing but tranquility. The burden of their deceit no longer choked me. They had taken everything, yet I repossessed it and more. In conclusion, I left them with nothing. No funds, no prestige, no support. Just the deafening void of their own destruction. I positioned myself on the driveway's border, casting a final glance. With a subtle chuckle, I muttered, "That was quite a goodbye celebration." Then, triumphantly, I departed.